sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
So where are we?
Sir, our person course is 153 and we are in the middle of the channel and engine is running at slow head.
Okay.
And traffic will be, one boat is about to cross our bow.
Okay.
And remaining will be almost clear.
Very well. All going good?
Yes, sir. Everything is fine.
Okay, I have the call now.
Everyone knows the captain of the ship. It's the first word that comes to your mind when you think about a ship. But what people don't know is that the captain is also the master. The master is in command. He represents the owner, and while he's on board, he is the owner. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the series Talking to the Master, where I break down all the common questions that you guys have about the merchant navy and life on chemical tankers. Let's do this. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that little intro that we prepared. The captain was very, very kind to have actually agreed to shoot all of that with us. And today we're going to be going to his office and starting off this interview. A lot of you guys have been asking questions about the merchant navy, and today my captain's going to answer all your questions. Hopefully this video will help you out. Let's get into it. What's up, you guys? As you guys can see, I'm currently in the master's office. This is my captain, Captain Sudhir Kumar Chayokar. He's the master I've been working with for the last 3 months, and he's the master who so kindly allowed me to shoot my season 2 of Life at Sea.
Yeah, hello everyone. Nitin, how are you?
Sir, I'm good, sir. Thank you for letting me do this. You're taking time out of our work schedule to let this happen, which is amazing. It's really rare, guys, but we figured it out. We found a way to do this, and that's all thanks to the captain.
This gives us an opportunity to get in touch with the guys and
Yes, sir.
the young generation so that they get some idea of it. That was the whole motive, I believe.
There's a lot of viewers who've been asking questions about Life at Sea.
Try to answer all your questions
Yes,
to my knowledge, to best of my knowledge,
Yes.
but this will be purely my knowledge,
No, that's
my
perfect.
understanding.
That's perfectly fine. So we want an opinion from a master who's actually sailing in the current times. Okay, so first things first, everyone would like to know what your experience is at sea, how you started off in this profession, what made you get into this profession in the first place.
I got fascinated with sea, and I was always in touch with the sea, living in a coastal area, and my father being also sea background. He was
Okay.
in armed forces.
Okay.
And I was not an armed forces guy at all, although my brothers are,
Okay.
and they are in armed forces. I was little a different man, where I feel a lot about the liberty.
Yeah.
So that's what made me go here, and it's a known fact, it's a true thing that a lot of money, you can pursue your dreams.
Yes.
You can climb up faster than any other industry,
Yes, that's true.
only if your focus are. So these all things actually gave me, that view that I should join. But it was not that easy to get in those days. Today things are very well, channelized.
Right.
And organized, systematic and all that. But then, of course, people knew, when you talk about merchant navy, everybody knew that there are loads of money, it's loads of green currency and,
Right.
a lavish life, and, they had that idea in mind.
Okay.
Although I had some background of merchant navy and other things.
Okay.
So I knew what the actually demands are. For that, you have to pay a price, and everything comes with a price.
Of course. Yeah, that's very important.
And that is what people need to understand, that nothing's is free in this world.
Don't run after the glamour. There's a price to pay for everything.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, there's a price to pay for it.
Right. So you've always been on chemical tankers, or what's your overall experience at sea been like?
I started with the VLCC, ULCCs, and then crude carriers. Then I had gone gearless bulk carriers, then gear bulk carriers, cement carrier, log carrier,
Okay.
product tankers.
Okay.
Then slowly I switched over to chemical tankers. Now I'm in hardcore chemical tankers, and I really love it actually.
Okay.
And if I have to compare within the vessels, I really love chemical tankers.
You see, that's something that you guys need to take note of, because a lot of people have asked me over time about why people sail on chemical tankers, they're dangerous ships, but you have an Indian captain, somebody from our background, who says he loves sailing on chemical tankers after having experienced various kinds of ships. So we're going to continue on this in a little bit, but keep that in mind. Okay, so now that you guys already know about who the captain is, where he's come from, what his experience is, so there's a myth that's been circulating at sea. I know I joined sea about 10 years ago, and at that point I always heard that Indian masters are very strict and cadets have a really rough life, and I have sailed with Indian masters, so I do realize at some level this is a myth, but it's better if it comes from a master directly. There are a lot of cadets who are very afraid of going on ships with Indian masters. Are Indian masters really tough to work for?
No, I don't think so. It is. It's all depend upon a person how he takes it. If you get an opportunity to work with an Indian master, I would always recommend it. It's good. Indian masters have that thing of teaching the people, and teaching comes with lot of other things together, like you already know.
Yeah. I've been under training for my next rank, and I know it's.
So teaching comes with a lot of seriousness. There are a few masters who take not so much of interest and not so keen, but they all teach the people, the young generation. But when it comes to Indian master, I think they really like to teach people, and they really like to follow that traditional way and traditional things. That's how our things were, and people had been working very hard. They have come up very well. They got the names in the industry only because of that hierarchy system,
Right.
And they have been maintaining that tradition system of teaching.
Right.
So I don't think the strictness is the right word. It's more about discipline. But you must have also seen when it comes to the professionalism, people are different.
Yes.
When it is off us, we are all same. We are cracking joke like family.
So there you have it. Indian masters are only more concerned with discipline majority of the time. You've heard it from my master itself. I have sailed with Indian masters as a cadet, and if you guys are scared, remember, if you don't get your butt kicked in the first few months, you're never going to get inclined. Life on land and life at sea is so different. Once you get into the pipeline, and things will automatically smooth out for you in the near future. Say tomorrow if you have a first time officer boarding your vessel, what is your expectation from him? Obviously, I know you personally now, so I can say you're somebody who will push him to learn a lot more when he joins, but what do you expect? What temperament should the person have before he joins the vessel?
When a person joins first time out at sea, being an officer, I expect nothing out of him.
Okay.
To be very honest.
Okay.
Because he's like a blank book.
Right.
Okay. Just a little bit initial pages filled up with some color.
Okay.
And thereafter it is the management of the vessel and the other related officer who actually puts a color into his book.
Right.
All we expect out of the young guys is to be first disciplined.
Okay.
Second, be moldable, not to be short-tempered, because there's a lot to learn. And the faster you learn, faster you climb. It's like that.
Yeah.
So we don't expect anything out of the young generation or young people when coming first time on board. For sure, he's about to make a mistake. For sure, he will make a mistake, and for sure, he should make a mistake, because that is how you learn.
Right.
That is part of the game. Because what you read in the college and what you execute on the ship is two different things. Yeah. Too much of practicality is involved.
Right.
That dedication, honesty, and should be molded.
So you guys have already heard what the captain says. I don't think I need to add anything more. Things will automatically fall into place as you learn and as you grow. Every video I post, I have some subscriber who will come down to the comment section and type, what about the future of the maritime industry, and what about autonomous ships? Will we have jobs in 10 years as seafarers? And where's the industry going? What do you think is going to happen? You know how fast the industry transforms.
Let me start from way back my time.
Right.
I had heard that industry has gone through recession and there was no jobs and all that. People were stranded. But never I felt so.
Okay.
Again, I'm coming back to the same thing: the discipline and the hard work and dedication. When you prove yourself, you achieve one level, you achieve one goal. You are true to your job. You are always in demand. Like you asked this question about the maritime industry in future, autonomous and all that. This is all. A lot of projects are going on simultaneously. And I don't think that this is going to affect the job for the people.
Okay.
As of today, we stand, you still see more than 50,000 officers are short.
Right.
More than that. To fill up that gap also, it's quite a challenge. And that's where the people are getting promoted even faster, even before our time.
Right.
So there is always a good perspective in this field. And I don't see anywhere next 20, 30 years this is going to be affecting. It is there. We have seen a few of the examples and people applying autonomously. They're trying between the ports. But there's a lot of practicality involved because there's a lot of money involved.
Right.
There are a lot of small owners, big owners, multiple owners. There are so many factors involved.
Right.
Okay, this is good as a try. There is a lot of challenges involved, a lot of factors involved. Yes, it will be there, but it will definitely not affect the job for the seafarers. Unless there is a drastic change, there's a big change. So the demand is always there.
It's not as easy as they're going to build a ship today and put in state-of-the-art equipment and it's just going to be able to cross the oceans without any trouble. This requires time, it requires patience, it requires a large amount of data. And if it's not happened yet, if the current trials are not showing that it's viable yet, it's going to take a very long time. So if you're looking at joining the maritime industry, like the master said, next 20 to 30 years minimum, you're not going to have any
It's
issues.
a good project, but it is for sure it is not going to be affecting the job for the people.
There you have it. There's no need to worry about autonomous ships just yet, and not for a little while now. There is this myth in the industry in India specifically where people are afraid to go on chemical tankers. Where if you tell somebody I'm from a chemical tanker, they look at you and go like, why do you do those ships? What aren't they too dangerous? Isn't it too toxic? Very common question that people ask. What is your take on this myth? Is it really that dangerous? You've been here for so long.
See, I've done quite a number of different grade and class of the vessels, and finally I've settled down in chemicals. I always have an option to switch over to any of the vessel I like.
Yes.
But the fact that I'm in chemical tankers, that means it's got to do something with the safety first.
Right.
Because life is everything. If you don't have the life, then you don't have the money. I mean, the money is of no use. Chemical tankers are the most safest because there is a lot of safety barriers involved. Lot of safety barriers. Because the chemical word itself, people get that initial thing, chemical tanker, there's a lot. Because it is just an imagination of a person who has never been on chemical tanker. People always talk about, sailing is very, difficult. You go out and see what you do for 6 months.
That's
and all.
true.
Because the people had not sailed.
That's
so
true.
similarly, the people who had not sailed on chemical tankers would always talk about chemical tankers are not safe because, see, they've never been there. They're safest because safety barrier is so much out there that you cannot do a mistake. One or two incident always takes place everywhere. Otherwise, you will not hear that chemical tanker people have been just dying like that or explosion.
That's very
It's
true.
not like that.
That's very
No.
true. Yeah, I completely agree.
You have more of a physical work, but that you are already compensated for quite a high salary with.
Yeah, there's a big difference in salary between oil and chemical.
And even the COVID time, if you see COVID time, most industries had suffered very badly.
Yes, sir.
Most of the vessels were stranded.
Right.
Chemical tanker was the one
That was running.
that was running. We never had an anchorage. We never had stoppage.
That's true.
I was here for almost 11 months and I happily enjoyed it.
And likewise, sir. I was on a sister ship, as you guys already know, and we did almost the same amount of time.
Yeah.
It's very true. What Captain is saying is true, that during the time of COVID, the whole world came to a standstill, but chemical tankers were running because chemicals are used in absolutely everything. Now, breaking out from that question, there's another question that we have, which is chemical, oil, gas. What is the ship that you would tell people to work on, and what is the best to work on, according to you?
Before people come on to the chemical or gas, it is very important that people should have the understanding of the tankers. If they get entry into gas tanker or chemical tanker, it's well and good. And if not, they can always have an entry into the tankers because the basic knowledge of tanker they should know.
Okay.
That's when they can actually compare which one is better because it's personal call as well. Masters or even the other seafarers wouldn't agree with me.
Right.
But then a lot will agree with us.
It doesn't only work out to which ship is actually better because some people like chemical better. Some people prefer the operations on oil, and it just comes down to a personal perspective. There you have it. Let's jump to the next question. So, when you're getting a brand new fresh cadet, what do you think his mindset or her mindset should be? And as a senior master in the industry, any secrets that you want to give out to first-time joiners?
Yeah, definitely, there is nothing called secrets. But people coming first time out at sea, they have no clue, no idea. This actually takes me so many years back when I was cadet and I was coming for the first time. I had kept myself mentally ready for working n number of hours.
Okay.
16, 17, 18 number of hours a day.
Okay.
But those days we did not have the rest hours and so many things. All I want to say is that the people joining for the first time, you need to mentally prepare yourself. You need to step out from the comfort zone. This training period comes only once in your lifetime.
That's true.
You go any place in the world. You go armed forces, you go for engineering, you go for any place. You get training period. Only once in your lifetime.
That's true.
And that is the time
You build yourself.
when you build yourself, you make yourself, and you gain the maximum knowledge. Because thereafter, you are held with the responsibility. You don't get much of a time to learn things.
That's true.
So people should be honest. People should be thankful for getting the jobs which the jobs have been told to do, and they should also comply with all the requirements possible. You always have one officer dedicated for you, which is the chief officer, who's more like father to you. He will tell you everything, follow his orders, see what he's doing, meet your friends, second officer, third officer, learn from them. They are the good guys who will tell you all good things, bad things, happening around. That is like pastime.
That's true.
But in my opinion, the first time cadet should never have a fear. When he's stepping on the ship, he should never have a fear. He should feel that I'm joining one family where I'm just a newborn baby and I have a lot to learn. You have to have that open mind and the power of submission. So once you have that power of submission and you have that open mind, I'll tell you, life is so much enjoyable out at sea while even if you're working.
That's true.
I have enjoyed myself working even 18 hours, and we used to really have so much of fun, so much of laughter, smiling faces, and you could also learn simultaneously so many things in your life which you not even heard of or seen of.
That's true.
It's a different life altogether. It's a wonderful life.
There you have it.
And first time cadet, mark my words, when you step on board, the first time.
Yeah.
You should have that feeling that I am the master one day. It is just a matter of time. If you have that kind of attitude, if you have that kind of thinking, I'm going to be there one day. It is just a matter of time. I have already started walking and I'll be reaching there. And for sure you'll be reaching there. This is the only industry which tells you your destiny. There is no other industry which tells you your destiny.
That's very true.
But that comes with a lot of dedication and hard work.
I think this is some of the best advice that you can get as a cadet, to even have that mindset when you're joining your first ship that one day I'm going to be the master of the ship, and you start looking at your life like that. I think it's fantastic advice. Something that's going to motivate you no matter how hard the job gets, no matter how hard your time is on board. It's something that's going to push you and drive you. And I think Sir is the second captain who's on my channel who's talking about what he expects or what advice he has to give to cadets, and it's very similar advice that you had on the last video that we have produced on the channel. So keep that in mind. It's really, really important to keep this kind of outlook when you come out to sea. Do hope you're enjoying the interview with the master as it's going. If you're finding the content relatable, helpful, and if you value the information that we're providing you in this video, do hit the like button, do subscribe to the channel for more, and definitely share this video with your friends. I'm breaking this video down into another part so that you guys can absorb all the information, since it's really, really important. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode of Talking to My Captain. It's going to be the next video uploaded on the channel. See you next time. Peace.